We're sitting here contemplating all sorts of things about Europe, and as we sit here, I think of me dad. Because 75 years ago today, Tuesday, he and a few thousand others had just parachuted into Arnhem and was killing as many Europeans as he could, so that he could rescue him and his remainder, rescue other Europeans from a European dictator. The locals, who were close to starvation, and hundreds of which died in the battles, welcomed the troops with open arms, and to this day treat the graves of the fallen with a respect that we in this country can only wonder at. At the end of that war, we were glad that Europe was united. Now, not so much. Interesting, isn't it? And since that war, there hasn't been a universal war across Europe since that war. Whether the European Union made any contribution to that, or whether we didn't have a war despite the European Union, I've no idea. But 75 years ago today, my dad, along with thousands of others, many of whom didn't come home, fought to take Europe back from a vile dictator. People who forget history ruin their future. That's all I'm saying. There was a lovely story in the paper today. I can't remember which paper. It was a woman at the end of the Arnhem battle, when the Germans were finally driven out. Not, I hasten to add, by the Paras and me dad and his mates. In the words of me dad, they ran away, the ones that didn't surrender or die. But there was a young girl at the end of it. They got the young girls from the villages and the towns, and they allocated, if you like, them a para. So they had a para who was their hero, if you like, and they were all given a para's grave to look after, which was quite nice. And there was one woman in the paper today, 75 years since, when she was a little girl, was allocated a paratrooper's grave, and she has tended it for every one of those 75 years and still tenders it to this day. Compare that to how we treat our fallen people here. I know. It's shameful, isn't it?